This is my chosen art form, film.
Mga kapatid, mayroon tayong mas malaking kaaway kaysa mga Amerikano. Ang ating sarili.
Way back then, the term film refers to a thin, flexible material that can illustrate images. After a few years of experimenting, Edward Muybridge found out the rapid succession of images can create illusion of motion. And many inventors and scientists such as Thomas Edison and W.K.L. Dixon became fascinated of motion studies and eventually led to the invention of kinetograph. Many artists began to experiment and affiliated this technology to the art of storytelling. And the term film became motion picture to moving pictures, and then finally we have this term movie. The film is one of the most influential mass communication media, and because of its capabilities to persuade and influence audiences' perspectives, filmmakers use it as a tool to express their point of view and to communicate their ideas, emotion, and stories. Watching a movie in a cinema is the most spectacular moment of my life. We actually do not pay for the ticket, but rather we pay for the experience that we get for immersing ourselves in watching the film. We get to digest the director's statement and his point of view that may change our thoughts and views of life. But I was not too fond of movies, not until on my 8th grade. We were required to watch Heneral. I thought it would be boring since it is a historical 2-hour movie, but I literally rewatched it for more than 3 times. I was fascinated by the film. It opened my eyes about the socio-political issues that we experienced during the Aguinaldo's presidency.
Negosyo o kalayaan, bayan o sarili, pumili ka!
Basically, it reflects the abuse of power, corruption, society's polarization, and the modern society itself. And by the time these realizations came, my love and passion for filmmaking was ignited. I thought that I can also share my views, my beliefs and emotions and stories by the means of film. Even though we are in lockdown, we still get to watch movies. The advent of VODs and other online streaming platforms have changed the film industry, and I think the streaming is the future of the cinema. Regarding the philosophical thoughts and perspective, the primary function of this film is social. It has the power to influence society's perspective. Also, by the time it was displayed and screened at cinemas, audiences consumed these art forms simultaneously. You could hear their opinions, their reactions upon and at the end of the movie. I also saw their satisfied but disturbed faces, not just because of the tragedy of Antonio Luna's life, but because the film depicted a reality of modern society. I would say that this film is an art as representation, not just Heneral Luna, but the movie in general. Films represent a version of reality that says life is like this. Film is a metaphor for life. Basically, Heneral Luna represents the Philippine Revolution and the history of Antonio Luna's life. However, it didn't portray all or the entire reality of this history. Weaves in and out between fiction and reality. It is to make the film more dramatic, to tell the story truthfully yet creatively. Aristotle agreed with Plato that art as an imitation. It is somehow true with films. Films get inspiration from nature, from actual events, even to the other art forms like music and paintings. In this film, Gerald Taro created a movie that is inspired by the Philippine Revolution based on biography of Antonio Luna. But however, Aristotle stated that it is only an aid in revealing the truth, meaning films cannot totally scope the entire reality and truth. It can only show the snippets. The purposes of art are it allows us to experience pleasure, it teaches and instructs us lessons of life. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, don't just watch films to be entertained, but also to acquire lessons that you can use in real life.